Andre, so Discovery Green decided on this project to basically show the market and the mining sector the importance of new energy, clean energy, and the challenges, and addressing the challenges, but also the opportunities in clean energy and moving in. What is it ultimately that you are hoping to communicate to the mining sector here at Mining Indaba 2026?
Thank you, Gary. It's amazing. The Mining Indaba is so filled with, usually it's very much a focus around mining. And I think the narrative has shifted a little bit given the importance of electricity. Electricity is one of the biggest drivers of cost for mines in South Africa. You know, that has always been a key part of the conversation. And with the advent of renewables, you know, coming in at a very economical part, it's clean, it's renewable. I think, you know, getting that message across and saying, listen, there are traders and players now in this market. They're here to help you, to develop solutions for you. I think, you know, putting out these cars that we have behind us, you know, reminds these executives that there's an opportunity to start engaging with different players because you don't only have one more option to where you get your electricity from. Now there's actually many places.
The value chain of renewable industries or energy is very, very big and very, very wide. Obviously, early days as a business sector going into it, but you're saying that the doors are open for business and that the conversion rate of organizations looking at clean energy is happening now, and not only in mining.
Since the start of last year, when the ERA Act got put in place, I think we've seen a massive shift. I mean, it's a great testament to South African businesses, you know, taking the bull by the horns and embracing it. So there's been an enormous amount of development, enormous amount of new projects being developed. You know, South Africa, the latest survey has shown over 230 gigawatts worth of potential projects. It's way more than the country needs. But it's very, very exciting, and what we're seeing now, especially at Mining Indaba, is really a big focus on electricity. It used to be, you know, a story about building things on site, a few panels on your site. You know, I think it's really evolved now to, you know, how do you create an electricity industry where you're building plants, you know, that are utility scale and leveraging the network to get it to companies. The narrative has really shifted. I think we're moving very quickly.
Certainly, looking at the longer term, the conversion rate for organizations to ensure sustainable development is all about electricity, a sustainable electricity conversion in the organizations, and ultimately about healthier people in a workplace.
I think, you know, with the stabilization of the grid and the fact that load shedding is sort of disappeared for now, is very positive. It's great for the country. I think now it actually allows us to give time and focus to some of the other issues. Cost and sustainability. Cost is a big issue. We've seen multiples of CPI increases over the last sort of decade, and getting to grips with that is hugely important. You know, and the nice thing is about renewables is it usually comes with you know, inflation protection really on that, so it is a very helpful one. And the second challenge, which I think is very underrated, is we have the dirtiest electricity in the world here in South Africa. It's just the nature of our history, our reliance on coal. But also at the same time we have the best sun and wind you can find globally. So the opportunity is really there to decarbonize the economy, improve global competitiveness and take part in that side.
Are you seeing a real change in organizations wanting to do it?
From a financing point of view, there's enormous amount of appetite. I mean, the amount of banks and investment involvement is enormous. The amount of money actually needed, I mean, we're talking tens of billions of rands for these projects that need to come in. The appetite is there, the investment is there, the interest is there. I think whether or not it's locally, and there's lots of local support, or internationally, the funding is there. It is now solving some of the practical hurdles, you know, grid access, you know, securing a long-term offtake. All these are absolutely critical. We're getting there. I mean, we are in year 2 of the liberalisation, and I think South Africa has made a massive impact so far.
And just finally, so ultimately you've decided to make electric vehicles available for people. What is the psychological reason behind it? Obviously it's a significant investment to do it here at Mining Indaba, but there's something about human behavior which obviously you're trying to communicate.
Absolutely. I think, you know, it's as much about the electric vehicles and what they symbolize as much as the craziness that comes with Mining Indaba. I mean, it is almost impossible to find parking and even less possible to find a lift anywhere on that. So helping out businesses and people here, this gives us the opportunity to just expose them to say, listen, here is renewable energies here. It's a big part of the Mining Indaba. Discovery Green is here. We'd love to have a conversation with you. And here is a super quiet, super comfortable, a ride in a very, very hot Cape Town. So I think it's played out very nicely.